Hello guys, this is a review of the movie Fired Up, starring Nicholas D'Agosto and Christian Olsen. He plays Shawn and he plays Nick. This is one of my favorite comedies ever. It's been kicked to the dumps by the critics, but I really don't see why. So let me tell you a little bit about the story. These are two football stars, and their whole thing is just getting laid. So it does. There have been many comparisons. I watched YouTube videos where they review this movie and they say it's a merge between American Pie and Bring It On, the cheerleading movie. I could see why that is. There's also a very prominent argument of who the intended audience is for this movie. And I don't want to get into the whole gender debate, but you know how when people make a movie or they make a product, then they have an intended audience, an intended demographic. Well, I think this movie is more for guys than for girls, in my opinion. But at the same time, it has something for everyone. So, because, okay, let me tell you why. Their whole purpose is just to get laid. It's just to get girls. So that's a bit misogynistic. And they trick them and they do anything to get with them. But at the same time, it does have the whole cheerleading theme playing out throughout the movie. So it's entertaining for both. I really don't see a need to divide it, but if I had to, I would say it's a little bit more tailor-made for guys, in my opinion. Anyway, let's start with the plot. So they're very cool, they're very good liars, and they get the news that their team is going to play in I think Arizona or Texas, somewhere hot. So they don't want to be away for 3 weeks just practicing with a bunch of dudes when they could be getting with girls. And they overhear the cheerleaders talking to themselves, and they're like, oh, this year they suck, by the way. The cheerleaders suck, not literally, they're bad at what they do. So they're like, okay, we're gonna win, we have it figured out. They're like, but there's gonna be 300 girls there. And then the guys get the idea, okay, so we should go. And I also read a lot of criticism because of this decision that they made to go. They're like, oh, so they must be gay. That's not how it works. For anyone wondering if cheerleading makes you gay, it probably makes you very I don't know, be viewed as a feminine person. That's some bullshit. They really did it for the girls, so it's just ridiculous to assume that. And I'm only mentioning because a lot of guys are saying it, especially. Anyway, so they know that they can't trick the main girl, who's played by, let me check, Sarah Roemer, the girl from Disturbia, another movie that I reviewed, and she's awesome. She's very good at what she does. They can't trick her, right? Because she's very smart. She's the only smart girl in the whole movie in that sense, because all the other girls kind of fall for it. So they go over to Shawn's little sister's room to get advice from her, because even though she's a younger girl, she's very smart, she's very evil. And she's like, okay, I'll help you. Let's pretend that we're... And she doesn't do it out of the kindness of her heart. She gets something in exchange. I bit my lip last night, so that's why I'm kind of I don't want to bite it again. Sorry about that. So that happens. She manages to get them in the team, and they explain to some of the other cheerleaders that are not as bright as the captain. They're like, oh, we can't limit them to what society expects from them. We have to make them go. So the cheerleading captain can't do anything about it. And she wants to annoy them. They're on the bus, and this is a very funny scene where she just starts chanting, we are driving, we are driving. Then they're eating, we are eating, we are eating. And then once they get to this heaven-like place with a bunch of girls, the guys are like, did we crash and end up in heaven? And the other guy's like, no, or else we would have heard, we are crashing. We are crashing. It's like, it's not funny because I'm telling you, but you know, if you watch it, if you've already watched it, then you know what I'm talking about. They sign up, and Nick like wants to get at this girl named Darlia. I don't know, but she's like one of the coaches in the camp. And they go meet their roommates, right? And the first guy that they meet, who comes out in that show, Rules of Engagement, he is so funny. He did such a great job. He did an amazing job. I can't even recreate it. I can't reenact what he did because it wouldn't come out. Like, he's a really good actor. Fantastic job. Then they meet their other roommate, and they keep like meeting people, and they're like, okay, these guys that they're in it like we are for the same thing, but then they realize, no, they actually want to get better at cheerleading. So, but then this one other guy comes in, and he's like, yo, what up guys, I got the footballs of pizzas, let's get rolling. And he's like, oh, kindred spirit, and they hug. And later, this is a very funny thing because he has this bracelet, and he gives them the bracelet, and these guys plan on ditching the girls after 2 weeks, after they get all the fun that they could get. So they're heading back to town, and he has the beats in his mouth, and the guy's like, you know that thing, Downey, he likes you. He's like, yeah, I know. No, he likes you. He's like, no, Downey's not gay. He's like, yeah, and those are not, like, that's not a bracelet. And he's like, ugh. And then he confronts him. Well, not in like, oh, how come you didn't tell me you were gay? But he's like, you should have told me because I'm cool with it, whatever. And he's like, wait, you're not gay? He's like, no. He's like, well, then why did you stick my beats in your mouth? I thought it was a bracelet. He's like, why would you stick a bracelet in your mouth? It's like, the principal from Bad Teacher, he also comes out, and I'm sorry about the dogs. He's the head coach, and he is also very hilarious. I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. There are just a million scenes. Like, I really wish that I could go, because there's so many funny scenes. I don't understand all the hate that this movie received by the professionals. Like, sure, is it within a stupid subgenre? Yes. But comedy always gets just dragged through the dirt, the way that horror movies often get dragged as well. But it's not fair. You don't have to have like your 3 hours of just somebody looking to a camera like this. Pan to beautiful scenery. You see a flying dove. And the actor doesn't do anything but this. Oscar, like, Golden Globes, like, dude, okay, I'm not ripping on like the nominations. I haven't to this day seen an Academy Award nominated movie that I consider to be bad by any means, but they do hold them to a very like high standard. They stick them on this pedestal, and then they rip on movies like these when they're completely different genres. So it's completely subjective. This film is freaking awesome. It's amazing. It's very light. It has the same formula. Like, you're not gonna be surprised by anything, I would say, because it has the similar turns in every other movie. It ends very romantically. Like the head cheerleader that I keep mentioning, she has this boyfriend who's a real dick, and he also brings a lot of flavor into the movie. There's a scene where he's singing a song with his other douchey friends, and he sounds like Randy Marsh from South Park. And they just bring all of these colors. The actors just, like, I don't know, I hope that they had a very good time. And of course, I have seen a lot of his work. I think I have like half a dozen films with him in it. I really, really like what he does, and I think that he wants to be taken seriously as an actor based on some interviews that I've seen from him. I don't know how proud he'd be of this film, but I want to start that discussion. These films are nothing to be ashamed of. it doesn't matter what the critics say. Like viewers, like from all the people that I've seen, all the things that I've heard, people like it when they give it a chance. Like they always think like, oh, I thought this movie was gonna be stupid. I thought this movie was gonna be about cheerleaders. It does have stupid elements. It does have cheerleading in it, but it's funny. Like you can't be so close-minded and judgmental about it. This movie is like is awesome. Like I said, there's just so many scenes within this film that I could be talking about, but I kind of blink out, and I'd be here forever if I remember every single thing, because it's just non-stop laugh out loud type of comedy. Like literally, I kept laughing out loud. I would give it a rating of 9 out of 10 in its category, of course. I had a really good time, and for anyone that hasn't watched it, that's kind of thinking, oh, should I not, like I don't really know, just watch it, unless you're not into like the genre itself. But if you like the genre and you just think that this one is not up to par with other movies like American Pie and stuff, no, it is. It's really good. A very different feel from it, actually, but I like it, and I would recommend it. Thank you for watching.